Good afternoon or good morning. I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come in and have a little motivational talk. I'm going to talk to you today about diamonds in the rough. Diamonds in the rough, every single one of us are a diamond in the rough. Every single one of us have value, and I'm going to try to explain that to you today in this little presentation. Okay, so does anybody here know the difference between credit and credibility? Okay.
Credibility is something that's been noticed by others, while credit's just what you have.
Okay, that's good. Credibility is something that's been noticed by other people. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to break it down because I don't have a whole lot of time, and I want to be able to put this message. I want to give you this message because it's a life message. Okay, credibility and credit. Okay, so we're going to start off with credit. Credit is something that you go to a financial institute and you ask them if you can have some money on credit. So you fill an application out and they give you a credit card. And in that credit card, they're going to give you a small limit, like say $300. They want you to purchase some things. Okay? They want you to buy things on that credit card so you can establish credit, and they tell you that if you pay your bill, that eventually they will up that credit line to $500 and possibly even more so that you can do some purchasing. You can obtain credit, you can obtain money on a credit line that you can purchase things and then pay that off. And if you do that, then what happens is the more you purchase, the more you take care of your credit line, then you're going to be able to start getting things of value that make you feel good because you're living good. You've established credit, you pay your bills, and that credit line continues to grow to where that $500 turns into $2,000, that $2,000 turns into $5,000, that $5,000 turns into $10,000, and then next thing you know, you have one of those cards that says unlimited credit. You can buy whatever you want, and the next thing you get to do is possibly, buy yourself a home, have a mortgage because you've established credit with a financial institution that believes that you pay your bills on time, and they want you to have the American dream and buy a home and start a family. Okay? So then all of a sudden you have this home, you're paying your bills, everything is good, and you lose your job, and then all of a sudden reality sets in. You can't pay your bills anymore. You can't pay on time, and you start losing things because the financial institution loves it when you pay your bills on time, but they don't like it when you don't, and then they start taking things back, such as if we go into a recession, such as if you lose your job, such as now you have no money coming in, and ultimately, have any of you seen this at supermarkets or out on the corner at the freeway entrance or whatever? Absolutely. Okay? Not saying that these are bad people, but something happened, and maybe it was because the financial part of the money fell apart. And so now this is where they're at. So now I'm going to flip over from credit, because this is what happens, to credibility. Credibility is just like I said to every single one of us. Every single one of us are a diamond in the rough. Every single one of us have value. And the message that we come is, anybody know what this is? Does anybody know what this is? This is a diamond mine. This is where it all starts. This is where the diamond in the rough starts. This is where the raw material, which is us, every single one of us is a rock. And so what happens is, these guys go in, and they get these rocks, and they put them on a conveyor belt, and it goes down, and there's a guy sitting here, and he's taking these rocks, and he's looking at them, and he's throwing this one over to the left-hand side, which is going to a pile over there, that a dump truck's coming and picking up that pile and taking it over to the doo-doo pile, which nobody wants. Then he's looking at these other rocks, and he's taking this rock that he sees that's in the rough, and he leaves it on the conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt goes down, and it comes to a different set of people that are now grinding. Actually, what they're doing now is, this is the foundation, this is the rock, it's going down the conveyor belt, okay? It's coming to another area, and it gets to that other area, and these now people now have it, and they start grinding, and they start polishing, and it looks like this. Here's the outside, here's the rock, they've chipped, they've grinded, they've chipped some more, and the guy that put it on the conveyor belt actually had a right thought, because there's a diamond in there. There's a diamond in this rock. There's a diamond that he saw something in this rock that he thought might be of some value. So they grind and they polish, and they grind and they polish, okay? And then all of a sudden, they get rid of the rock, and they have found a diamond. Anybody heard about 2 months ago, the second largest diamond was found in a mine? It was about this big, it was like this. And I think the value was like $114 million. This diamond they found. It's a rock. So it's mineral, raw nature, and they have to now break that thing down, grind and polish it, so that they can make it of value. We're going to leave this on, because now I'm going to talk about value of credibility. The value of credibility is who you are, is your word. How many seniors do we have here? Do we have any seniors? Okay, so that means you're graduating this year, you're going on to college, okay? Or you might automatically get right into a career and start working that way, working your way up. And the minute you go to either your college or you go to your job, you are now in the limelight of people looking at you and trying to figure out what is your value. Now, they believe that the value that you have is of a good nature, because you are that diamond in the rough, that rock, that they think there's something in there, so they put you on board. Now you have to grow. And your credibility comes as who you are and how you carry yourself. Are you honest? Are you trustful? Can they believe in you? Are you a hard worker? And that, regardless of financial. You can fall on your face. You can be that gentleman that was up there with the sign that lost all of his financial ability to pay his bills, and he had no choice but to go to the street because he couldn't pay his bills, and the financial department had to let him go. However, if that gentleman has credibility, his word is his bond, and people can believe in him, he will never, ever, ever be without food. He will never, ever, ever be without shelter. And he will never, ever, ever be without an opportunity to have somebody reach out and help him, because his value as a person has become very credible. Do you understand that? And I must go through this real quick, and I know this for a fact. 4 years ago, Motivational and I, which is my baby, she gave her house to her daughter that graduated from Chico, has 3 kids, and we had to rent a house. So we go in front of these people in this house, very nice 4-bedroom house in Cordelia, and we start talking. The first thing they do is they hand out some paperwork. They want us to fill out an application. And I looked at the gentleman and I said, "Sir, I got to tell you this. If you're going to look at my credit, because I've recently divorced and I filed bankruptcy because of the divorce, then my credit's not that good. If you look at Mapawana, she has 5 kids, she takes care of her kids, and her credit is sprung out. She still has good credit, but she can't purchase anymore because she's sprung out. So if you look at us and you take that application, you're not going to let us in this house on our credit." True story. I said, "However, I've been up here a couple of years now. I've established myself. I have some people that I know will vouch for me and vouch for who I am and my word. And my word is my bond. It's all I have in my life. And so if you would do this, I'd appreciate it." He took the application, still had to fill it out. About 2 weeks later, they got a hold of us. They said, okay, well, we have a couple prospects, and you're still in the running. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Once again, the value of my word, manners, respect. And at the end of the day, I think I texted Michelle like 20 times, going through my family and Mapawana and all this, and how much we'd really like to have this place, and trying to sell her. End of the story is, we've been in this house 4 years. We got the house. We paid the $3,600, first, last, security, and anything else. The rent is $1,580 a month. We've not missed a payment in 4 years. I drive on the 5th of every month to their house over off of Fruitville. I drop the check in an envelope in their mailbox. I text her, tell her the check's in the mail, and we're still there. $1,580 a month. They've never raised our rent. And one day, Mr. Moscotti came by. He said, Chuck, you got the house. All I ask is that you maintain the front, no eyesores, and take care of the inside. One day I'm out there, I'm doing the lawn, the lawnmower breaks down. I break out the weed whacker. I'm weed whacking. It's an electric weed whacker. The weed whacker breaks. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? The lawn has to get cut. So what do? I go in the house, I go into the garage, I go up on the wall, I grab a hedger. You might know what a hedge cutter is?
Yeah.
Okay, the hedge cutter is what cuts off the hedges, makes it nice and flat. I grab the hedge cutter, I pump it up a little bit, I start it, okay, and it's going around, and I'm now down almost on my hands and knees, and I'm cutting the grass with the hedge cutter. Guess who comes, and I forgot that he was coming to do some maintenance work in the house. Guess who pulls up and drives in my driveway? Mr. Moscotti. He saw me doing that. End of story is, your word is your bond. You keep it. You will succeed in life. I actually thank you so much for allowing me to give you this presentation. I hope that you got something out of it, because some of you are going on into your next adventure in life, your next level. And I hope that this gave you some type of insight of your word is your bond. Thank you so much, Mr. Rope. I appreciate your time, and you all have a good day.